What's going on, everybody? C4 here. Welcome back to the channel. Great night's sleep. Hope you guys did too. After watching that UFC 251 super hyped card, was very disappointed. God, Holloway got robbed. Jose Aldo, end of a legend, and then Usman hugged Jorge Masvidal for 5 rounds, pretty much. Bet like $50 on Jorge Masvidal. I mean, I knew that was probably was gonna happen. It was gonna turn into a hug fest from Usman because he's a super boring fighter. No one should ever pay to watch that guy fight. And I just thought, if Jorge wins, winning some money on top of it would be nice. But it was bad. But my point is, I got a great sleep, a fantastic sleep. And the first thing I thought about when I woke up this morning wasn't that disappointing UFC, but it was the yard. Madden 21, the yard. Just trying to think of what it could be. We know it's going to be a 6v6 arcade style mode, which makes sense to come out and bring something to market before the 2K arcade game comes out. I'd like to hope that it's going to kind of go in the direction of NFL Street. Well, there's been no reports that they got the EA big team back together, and if they, just it'd be one of those things that they said the yard's coming back, and then they said, oh yeah, some of the guys that worked on the Street games are back. I'd be like, ooh, but as of right now, we don't know anything, so we just kind of have to, make assumptions and kind of make wish lists. You know what happens for making franchise wish lists? They never come true. But I'm gonna try it here today and make 10 things that should be in the yard that will make the yard an infinitely awesome game mode to play. Because I was thinking about today and I was just like, man, what would be sick if this was in the yard? That would actually be very sick if this was in the yard. I was like, rather than just keep that to myself, why not open up this discussion to you guys on the YouTube channel? So let's go to 10 things that I think Madden 21's The Yard should have, needs to have, and everything in between. So at number 1, it needs to be over-the-top gameplay / arcade feel. Now, there's the argument that Madden's gameplay anyways is not realistic. It's definitely, pushes the boundary of, is it true sim football with all the constant glitches and stuff like that. But the yard has to play different than Madden 20, Madden 21, Madden 90. It can't feel like a Madden game. It has to feel like something a little bit different, which obviously is a big ask because that means, I don't know what the limitations are on the game engine. I don't know how wacky and crazy they could get it, but when you would play NFL Street, you'd have game breakers. You could do, when you would taunt and stuff like that, it would go towards earning scores. I would go towards your game breaker, which if you didn't play the NFL Street series and you don't have a way to go back and do so, because I highly recommend it. I still play NFL Street 2 occasionally to this day. And it would basically, a game breaker would give you like almost an instant touchdown in a way. And it's kind of cheesy, but it's an arcade game. It should, there's stuff like that exists in arcade games. But I think for the yard, the biggest thing right out the gate is it can't feel like just a different Madden mode. Like, they tried with Superstar KO. The aesthetics of it was different. The rules were different, but you still were essentially playing Madden. This cannot feel like that. This is going to be truly what they decide to go with to combat 2K's arcade game. It has to feel like an arcade game. It can't just feel like Madden. Number 2, you need to add a verse AI mode. Right now, let's say it's 6v6 with your friends was in that little tagline that we got yesterday. But for someone like me, you have to have an option just to play versus the AI. And, you give me the option. Because, Superstar KO, while, I personally like to pat myself on the back, I think maybe there's some Pink Slips influence behind it. And I think generally, I'm more appealed to play Superstar KO than I would be grinding Mutt or grinding Mutt head-to-heads. But it killed the appeal for me because it was only head-to-head. There was no offline Superstar KO going against the computer. It was just head, and I don't have time to play with some, 14-year-old sweats that know the 4-5 play. That's not fun to me. I want to have fun. I'm not a competitive gamer anymore. Back in the day, maybe I was. But right now, I just want to have fun. I want to do over-the-top shit, and I want to have fun. I don't want to just be like, oh, look, he's running dive again. Oh, look, he's running. That killed the appeal. So I think the yard should have an offer in AI mode. So, you can grind. Like Mutt. Like Madden Ultimate. You can play Madden Ultimate Team, get a super stacked team, and never play against another user. And I feel like there is an appeal to that. So hopefully the yard has that option. Because it is going to be fun to play 6v6 with your buddies against other teams. For sure. But also, let me just chill when I don't want to have to think super hard. I just want to run C4 Special and do stuff for a video or something like that. I don't want to have it be like everything's always 100%. It's the Super Bowl third quarter, 4th down, and I'm going for it on the 50-yard line. Like, I don't want it to be that intensity all the time. I'd like some versus AI mode. Number 3, mini games. This obviously won't need to be at launch, but I think it's a good way to expand new content into the yard, is adding different types of mini games. If you played the NFL Street, you know what it is. They're the best, some of the best modes in the game, I think, debatably, were the mini games. You'd have Crush the Carrier. There was like a 500 up thing where you'd have quarterbacks throw the ball and you're running around as receivers. You want to try to catch the balls, and there's an occasional money ball. Maybe even take some inspiration from some of the stuff that is in the Pro Bowl, like the Pro Bowl mini games. But I think mini games would just be a fun. I'm trying to think they need to differentiate this mode to make it clearly something different than KO, than MUT, than Face a Franchise, than Franchise. And, the more you go down this path of like, oh, there's mini games in it and it's over-the-top gameplay, like that is exactly the direction that this needs to go. And I'm just, like I said, I was just thinking to myself, what really made NFL Street, in my opinion, so good? And I was like, yeah, everything about it, just the scenario and everything was cool. But the mini games, man, we would still, to this day, me and my buddies, just we'll go after it. We'll crush the carrier. Whoever gets Bo Jackson, you could get Brian Westbrook was really good at it too. Just little things like that. Mini games, fun. Add more fun. Make this just an over-the-top fun mode. Number 4, skill tree for player development. I'm going to assume that the yard isn't tied to your Face of the Franchise character. It's going to be a mode that when you hop in, it's like, hey, create the yard character. Like, I don't play the 2K mode, like my court or whatever. So I wish I did. I talked about this in the last video. I talked about Face of Franchise. Like, I wish I kind of had some experience in that mode, because there's probably a pretty good chance that there's going to be a lot of things in my yard that's going to, be similar to what was in those 2K games, what worked in those 2K games. But I think a skill tree is pretty dope. It's going to be a way that you can add some microtransactions, because people that just want to jump to the front of the line and not grind, and, that is fine. But I think it's important to, anytime there's a skill tree, this is just a personal preference, because I know some people are like the completionists. They want to be the best at everything. I just think you should always, when you implement a skill tree, you can't be 99 at everything. Make me pick or commit to like an archetype, like trying to relate it to Madden. If you're going to be the quarterback, you want to be a running back, you want to be a wide receiver, any of these things, you have to commit to that archetype. Like if you have all your skills right, you'd have like throw power, you'd have catching, you'd have carrying, for example. Those are the 3 big offensive positions. You could have good at all 3, but you can't be 99 at all 3. You have to specialize. Are you going to be more of a running back and go with the higher carrying and trucking and stuff like that? Are you going to be a quarterback and go with the higher throw power and accuracy? Or are you going to be more of the receiver and you're going to go more on the route running and catching aspects? I think that is key, because it's you would kill the game mode if you could just A, have microtransactions so everyone could just be 99 at everything, and B, it just wouldn't be fun if everyone was 99 at everything. You want those guys that are specialists. Have guys on your team, guys on your squad that you consistently play with. It's like, oh, no, we need, I don't know what kid's Joshua. Is that a kid's name, popular kid's name? We need Joshua to play tonight because he's the quarterback. He has all the throw power stats. No, we need Joshua. Josh. It's not Joshua, though. He just goes by Josh. We need Josh to play because he got all the receiving stats. Like, we know that's the guy that we need. So I feel like that, if they implement a skill tree, that's the direction they should go. Number 5 is my crib. I don't play the 2K basketball games, but I'm just going to go all the way back to NFL 2K5. The crib was dope. And I play Grand Theft Auto. One of the funnier things in Grand Theft Auto is just before we do missions shit, hanging out at everybody's crib, smoking weed, do stuff like that, hanging out. It's just memes. It's a good kind of like it's almost like a lobby, right? Like a lobby when you're waiting in your Call of Duty games and stuff like that. Like the crib and your apartment in not Call of Duty, but your apartment in Grand Theft Auto, it's kind of like that. So I feel like the crib back in 2K, it was dope. You can personalize it. Again, there's more ways to have microtransactions because there's going to be some YouTubers that want the flyest ass cribs. There was mini games in the cribs. You could play paper football. There was trivia. I just think something like that would be pretty cool. The more customization that you could add to a mode, the better. And I think of my crib, like even if it's just a lobby, like when you guys are waiting to search for a game or you're just waiting for your buddies to sign on. Like, all right, come to C4's crib, man. That guy, the YouTuber, backed the Brinks truck up. You got all the customization. We go in there, just play some paper football, get some XP or something like that. And maybe add practice modes, all that different shit. I think my crib would be an excellent mode style. Obviously, it wouldn't be called my crib, but something like that to add into the yard. Number 6, cosmetic only microtransactions. That's all I'm going to say. Don't turn it into pay to win. Anything that we can buy in this for real money better be cosmetic only and not alter stats. Number 7, full customization. I'm going to call this part 1. This is more so for your physical appearance and like tattoos and stuff. maybe look at the direction of a face of franchise, the face creator. It wasn't great. It wasn't over the top in depth, but it still was way better than just saying, here are your 8 faces, your 8 voices. Pick them right now. You know, at least you can adjust, you know, your eyebrow width, you know, the size of your nostrils. Like, I think adding something like that, at least to make it somewhat personal, unless, because, you know, they used to have that face scan feature back, I don't know how many Maddens ago it was. I don't know how well it even worked. I never could get it to hook up properly. I'm not expecting something like that, but give me like a nice suite of tools to kind of make my guy or whoever I want to be look like either me or whoever I want him to look like. PL Mullins for all I care. And then obviously tattoos. Get a bunch of tattoos. It's a great way into microtransactions. They have in the 2K modes. And everyone's going to be tatted up, G'd up from the feet up. Item number 8 on my list is full customization part 2. And this is going to be more so about accessories and street clothes. Another avenue for Madden to make more money, microtransactions, by adding some, like I said, if you add the Road Warrior shoulder pads, spiky shoulder pads, I'm going to buy them. You got to add a Cuban link chain that's over the top. I'm going to buy it. Stuff like that, I will buy it because it'll make my guy look fly as hell. And as long as it's on the path of cosmetic only, those are the only things I buy. Right now, in my microtransactions, my history, I buy microtransactions when I want to in Overwatch, because Overwatch is cosmetic only. Nothing affects your stats. And in Call of Duty this year, because you can get gun camos and stuff. I just get the ones that look funny. Or you get like the goddamn pink truck and just stuff like that in Call of Duty. Only cosmetic stuff like that. Be an idiot with your mind. Those are the things I can get behind. I'll never get behind pay to win. Like, you know, if you get, they could totally ruin this. Because remember, there was something in Madden 20. It was like a week where if someone was wearing Nike cleats, they said that they got like speed boost and stuff like that. I hope to God that wasn't them just trying to test out stuff for the yard. They will completely ruin it if they have like, oh, buy these brand new Nike cleats and get this speed boost and buy, yada, you know, these gloves with stick 'em on it to get catch boosts. Like that will, while on one hand that sounds kind of cool, those should just be like, if you're going to add something like that, that should be earned. Don't make it so I can just buy those right away. Because I do think that there's going to be that line, that fine line in the middle here that Madden's got to make the decision. Do we want to go one side and put effort in making things look cool, and that's how people will buy it? That's how we'll make money, because we'll actually have pretty dope and fly looking accessories that people can buy. Or we got to go the other way, the easier. The more I say it, the more it doesn't sound like more it sounds like one option is going to be the clear option. Or you can go the other way, where you add cleats, gloves, all that other stuff that is performance based, that has modifications to your performance, that adds speed. That's going to be, that's definitely what they're going to do. Please don't do that. Please don't. Item number 9 is home field customization. Again, this is everything in this video is assumptions, but I hope the direction is going to be having your own home field versus just having this generic field that everyone plays on. I think being able to have your home field where you can adjust the weather, like if you want to play in the snow all the time, have some snow. If you want to have, you know, the cage around it, or if you just want to be more in like a, you know, suburban, you know, city in the middle of the heart of a city, or do you want to be out in the just being able to just kind of customize your field a little bit, I think would be pretty cool. I can't recall if the street games had this. I feel like there might have been like one street game that you can kind of customize your field. But I just think, again, the more customization, the better. Especially for Madden, where at any mode, there's been absolutely zero customization. Everything's so linear. You know, so even something as simple as the home field. Let me get Boise State blue field turf if I want to. Just let me go over the top with the field customizations. That'd be pretty cool. To make it feel unique. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially for someone like me. I'm a YouTuber. There's going to be way bigger YouTubers than me that play the yard. But wouldn't it be kind of cool if, like, you know, I had a unique yard, a unique home field. And when you guys are out there, you ever get matched up in a game, you're like, oh shit, this is C4's field. I've seen this before on YouTube. All right, awesome. That little experience, that little endorphin rush, that's awesome. Add that to the game. And then finishing up here at number 10, create a team-style team builder for your 6v6 squad. I want to be able to have a logo, pick the name of my squad, have my jerseys, maybe custom playbooks. I think when you look at Superstar KO, have that level of team customization. You know what I'm saying? Like when you went up against the AI teams, you had, you know, DJ Khaled, whatever the hell Migos are. All those guys had their over-the-top jerseys, logos, all that stuff. Add whatever that is into the yard. I don't want it just to be random 6v6 lobbies. That's it. You know, nothing, you know, everyone's just decked out. I want the option to have my own team, have my own squad. You don't have to pay money for it. I will do it. Just give me the option. If For the love of God. But, as I went through this whole video, I think the two things for me that, as we go into the yard, that I think would be the most realistic, if I had to prioritize what I wanted, I think adding a verse AI mode would be right near the top, and making sure that if they do add accessories, don't have them affect stats. That'd probably be it, which it kind of also compiles cosmetic only microtransactions. But that's how I'm feeling today about the yard. Those are the 10 things I think will make it a super dope mode, and hopefully we get that Madden commitment and that roadmap about what the future franchise is going to be, and we get them to hold it, accountable. That Madden 22 is going to have to be a franchise year. Then something like the yard here in Madden 21 could, not necessarily hold us over, because we're still not going to be happy with what we have to play in Madden 21 franchise. But the yard's a really, really cool mode. At least we'll have something that can help distract us from how barren the franchise mode is while they work and while they fix on it. But one thing we will say is that we saw in Madden 20, or I don't know how, post-launch, Superstar KO came out. Huge mode. And then I'm kind of leaning towards when Madden 21 drops, maybe the yard will be a post-launch mode that gets dropped. If they're able to add those things post-launch, they sure as shit can add something big to franchise mode. Right? That's all I'm saying. But that's going to be it for me here today, guys. Just kind of, shooting the shit with you guys here. Let me know what you guys think. What things do you want to see in the yard that will make it playable? As always, hashtag #FixMaddenFranchise. Smash that like button if you're kind of guilty pleasure excited about the yard. And subscribe if it's your first time stopping by, because I'll tell you right now, I'll be playing some yard. If you guys are going to be into the yard stuff, I'll be playing some yard. You can meet me in the yard. Hopefully it's a customizable yard. And I'll have some Kentucky bluegrass as my field. 1/4 inch thick. Thick boy. That does it for me. All right, see you guys. Peace out.